Oh man, what's going on, guys? Guess who's back? It's me. We're doing another stream tonight, man. I mean, guess what? I'm alone today. I'm sure you can see to my right. I'm joined by Not a Soul. Amigo abandoned me to go and eat wings at the bar with his boys, which I can't even be mad at. And Taco has an exam, so it's actually just me tonight. Which honestly, I think could be like a nice change of pace because I think we usually scream at the top of our lungs every single time that we cast, and I definitely want to scream a little bit, but I think it'll be a little bit more laid back and potentially chiller. So, maybe a little bit of a different environment on the stream today. But I think we have a pretty underrated matchup going on here, potentially a Bruin at least. Fallen Rising versus Project Nomad. My early thoughts on the match right now are kind of that Fallen Rising, they're a top team in my opinion. Like I had them really, really high, and I still think the roster is really, really good. They got a pretty solid win earlier in the week. I forget against two, but I remember I was like, okay, well that's a checklist nightmare for tier lists. And then Project Nomad, they have two losses right now. They're 3-2, but one of those losses is to We Kick Solsei 3-1, and the other loss is to Cafe Nugent 11 3-1. So they've taken maps in both games, which leads me to believe they're at least definitely taking one map here. I think they're going to end up taking two, to be 100% honest with you, but that will remain to be seen because I think this Fallen Rising roster, after their first loss of the season, they've really, really kicked it into gear. Like I think they're playing really, really well right now, and they had such a dominant uh, earlier showing this week. We can go ahead and take a look at it. Obviously, like I think I recognize basically everyone on this roster. I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I think it is definitely at least a Masters level roster though. So I mean, you have to have some standard for that level of play and expert. And I probably am gonna back this team tonight just because I do still believe in them. I mean, Azer on tank is so good. Spiro, I was watching him on Hivemind, I think in Last Chance Quals or something. So, and I thought he was really, really good when he subbed in. I don't think he played the entire series, but when he subbed in, I did think he was really good. And then Super Pizza commented on my preseason tier list and talked a little bit about it. I hadn't really seen this roster play too much before, so I had him a little lower. But I knew that they would be contender just based on the names I recognized and like victory on hit scan and stuff like that. Like I basically recognize everybody on here, so. Just a really, really quality team, super, super stacked roster, and then kind of like the underdogs here, I guess, are Project Nomad. But I'll be honest, the only name I recognize on this list is Junior. I'm pretty sure this is like remnants of the Valiant roster. Someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what we're basically working with here. And I'm kind of like intrigued to see everyone play. Like I've seen Junior play at like a lot of matches, like as a manager when I was a manager when I watched matches, and now that I'm a caster, I've seen him play a little bit, and I know he's really, really good. I think that Valiant roster was really, really overperforming expectations at times, so I expect him to kind of lead his team here today, and I think they're playing really, really good right now. I'm excited to learn a little bit about them and potentially what they're gonna be playing today at least, because this is a team to watch for in playoffs, a potential dark horse at least, like bare minimum. So you gotta know everything you're dealing with. But Fallen Rising are gonna get the first map pick and the first hero ban, and we're going to Lijiang Tower, man. And I'm telling you right now, it is such a refresher that we get Lijiang Tower back in the map pool. It's one of my favorite maps in the game. So I'm just really, really happy that we get to see it more, and they're gonna get rid of the Zarya as well. So I haven't seen them play that much. I don't know what Asia prefers to play right now, to be 100% honest, but um, sorry, I was reading something. Um, and yeah, I don't know what they're gonna play. So we'll see if the Zarban has any impact. Potentially, maybe like Diva or Dom or something. So we'll see what happens here. Just responding to a DM, bro. I'm overstimmed. We're waiting for that second ban to come in. It looks like it is finally coming in, and we're finally finalizing the lineups here. We'll see if we have any connection issues because we've really been on the bad end of those recently in all the games we played. Lobby invite gonna be coming over as well, and the Project Nomad ban is actually gonna end up being Echo, which I think is actually a really interesting ban. I don't really know what to expect out of an Echo ban. I feel like it is a somewhat popular pick, but not like terribly popular. So we'll see if it has a lot of impact on the series at all. Let me go ahead and lock these bans in on the overlay. Fallen Rising are on the wrong side. Swap. confirm, update. Make sure all that swaps over, and then Project Nomad, they have the Echo Band, and Rising, they have the Zarya Band. Bang, bang, lock it in. And gonna be getting over to the start of the game. We'll see what these teams are playing, man. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be Azure on the Sigma here. I actually thought he was gonna have a little bit of a dive approach, or not a dive approach, a poke approach. I showed the D.Va in the menu, not the D.Va, the Domino in the menu, but I didn't know if it was gonna be Dom or Sig. So it looks like it will end up being the Sigma for him. We'll see potentially how that affects the game here. Bob Sacamano is coming out on the D.Va though, and I think the matchup could be a little tough. Junior on the Juno, but probably just gonna swap over to the Kiri once the speed ring's used. So. It's going to be an interesting lineup here. I think the Vendetta is also a really, really good pick, but Spearo's going to be going over to the Pharah. And I think whenever I watch Spearo play, he always plays like Pharah and like Mei and stuff, so kind of a really, really interesting hero pool here. I also really want to see this Constant guy play. This is a name I haven't heard of before, but I feel like he could be really, really good. Just poking from the side right now. Azure, he's kind of like jaywalking in main, like taking a lot of upfront poke damage, but Victory's going to find the opener onto Little, so it's going to be a pretty good opening for Azure to start walking looking for follow-up. Super Peas is going to find the Vendetta. I don't even want to try to pronounce that name, bro. I don't know if anyone has like a hyphenated, like, accurate pronunciation they can type in the chat, but holy cow, what on earth is going on with that name? But it will be the first cap coming over for the side of Fallen Rising here. And that Alma guy is gonna. I'm just gonna call him Alma. Alma's gonna swap off the Vendetta and gonna head over to the Pharah. So we'll see. We'll see if he can potentially match what Spearo is doing here. But I think the spam might end up being a little better for Spearo, especially now that they're in like a defensive sided position where Project Nomad need to like walk in. But we'll see what happens here. Azure's kind of holding this corner, but I mean Bob's kind of walking up, so he's kind of in a threatening distance here, but still just kind of like prowling around, creating angles, looking for a spot to potentially go in. And Azure's just kind of marking his angle as well, so not a lot that Bob can do here. I mean, just really playing patient. I mean, he's trying to look for a hit, but his team isn't really set for it. It's going to be really, really hard for them to set. I think Azure's doing a really, really good job disrupting here, and he's actually going to get cleared by Victory and Super Pizza as well, so not a turbo lot happening here. I mean, the hit scan angle is main and almost set up on the right, but Alma might go down here actually. Holy cow, goes down. Spearo finds the diff. Jesus, man. This Pharah is moving. And I mean, Constant has to get out, but Spearo's going to find a second, man. And this point is quickly taken up to a lot of percentage, bro. I mean, Bob Sacramento just got to go off the map, get a clean reset here. And there's so many ults available at the start of this fight for Fallen Rising. And Project Nomad, they're close to a lot, but they haven't built them yet. And I think that might end up biting them in the butt because they're going to have to play slow. And I think all the tempo is going to be taken from Rising here with their already established ult bank. And we'll see how they're potentially able to use it. I mean, almost in the air, just so low, trying to stay alive. Does get care though, and Constant. The work clock coming in from the wide angle here. Beat also dropped into this, and Victory finds Almost. So tons of ults used for Project Nomad, but no kills have been found. Victory finds a second here with the Emre ult. Constant's gonna go down. Azure just gonna pop the Flux. Little victory lap here. I mean, Bob just immediately blows up, and they did get the flip, but I don't think they're gonna have a second touch here unless the Lucio does it. But even then, I think he's just dead. So we'll have to see what happens here. Azure's just gonna solo barrage him, and Little's gonna die. And kind of a really, really commanding first point for Fallen Rising. There wasn't a lot like crazy happening there, but it was like very, very nice team play, and I think everyone kind of contributed a lot to that victory. So we'll see if Project Nomad, they can turn it around on this next map, or at least sub point of the map. I don't know what Bob's gonna play. I think that's gonna be the name of the game here. Spearo's gonna hop over to the Mei. So I think I talked about that. Literally at the start of last sub point, right? Like, he plays Mei and he plays Pharah, and I really haven't seen him play anything else. I don't think he's gonna be one of those who plays the Tracer a lot. I also don't know if he plays the Vendetta at all. So we'll have to wait and see here. Bob's actually hopping over to the Ram here. We'll see what Alma swaps to. Looks like he's just TP out of spawn back to the Pharah. So this could actually be a really, really good matchup for Project Nomad here if they're able to establish the brawl in the room and the Pharah on the off angle to really hit on Spearo. Victory is like turbo farming right now. Wait, This guy's already at 20% to ult. I mean, Constant isn't very far behind, but Spharaoh's going to get caught out, and I mean, Victory's just going to find a free kill onto Alma. So Alma just caught lacking here, and that's going to actually propel Fallen Rising to be able to walk here. I mean, Azure's just walking up onto the corner, and there's not anything that, like, anyone on Project Nomad can do about it. I mean, the Pharah's gone, so you've lost a lot of your main damage, and it's an early cap coming in for Fallen Rising here. They just look so unstoppable in the SIG comp. It is kind of ridiculous. Oh my god, Victory finds a massive opener. Holy cow, Constant, man. Goes down so early here. And they're looking for follow-up here, but Bob's trying to get out. Suzu's going to come out as well. Alma firing from the off angle still, but it looks like Spearo's going to try and hunt him down here. We'll see what potentially happens here. And Spearo, I mean, almost finds the last icicle, but Alma will be able to live, so. No kills found yet. And Alma, so low in this room. The wall's coming up. And oh my god, Spearo's gonna find the kill. So when will the bleeding stop for Project Nomad, man? It is getting kind of ridiculous here. Like, no one is +1 with Alma, and Spearo is just hard fighting this, and Super Pizza even comes over to help. It feels just like so helpless here, but like somehow Little is so up on beat charge. I think it's just he's just amping heals like every single team fight because no one can manage to stay alive. And finally, Constant's gonna come over and try and clear Spearo out here. We're just gonna back up though, so. Finally, it looks like we're able to get out of main. Junior is so low as well, though. And Bob is going to start walking here, but it's going to be the Fury Rush of Hypno. Thrown into this team fight. Junior's going to match with his own, so Bob is really low. Needs to get that Ram form back. So is Constant, but does actually end up getting full health. So we'll see if Bob can potentially find something here. He's going to start walking, but Victory's going to pop the Emre ult. And I mean, it's just the Ramattra and LOS right now. We'll see if he can potentially find anything else. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Actually finds a big shot. Junior's going to draw so low. And Bob's going to go down. B was invested here as well. Victory doesn't end up dying to the Solar Barrage, but Junior ends up finding the later kill. And Little's going to beat this. So it's 4v4 here. 6 still alive. Little going to go down. Pop the beat in this fight. So really bad pick founded. Constant. Oh my god. The Emery old Jaxes. Bob going to be running back here. They have a touch for now. Alma does end up going down though. It's just Junior left. Dies as well. And Bob isn't going to be able to touch, and it's going to be a really commanding 2-0 on map 1 here for Fallen Rising. I mean, we talked about it. They look in form right now. They literally look in form. Oh my god, Bob. Bob dropped the big O. Oh my god. Someone help Bob, man. And they've been looking so in form lately, I feel like. Just looking at their results after their loss to Kitchen, like, they've looked so good. So we'll see if they can continue this momentum the rest of the series. But notably, that was their map pick and ban. So if Project Nomad are going to have an opportunity to potentially equalize, I mean, they're going to get to play the next map on their own terms. And we'll see if maybe those map wins they got against Solse and they got against Cafe were like gimmick strategies that they had prepared and they just have like a crazy map pick in the back pocket, or if they actually have a lot of potential to take the series to 5 or like even potentially win it. Map pick's in it. It's going to be Suravasa. So I'm a big fan of Flashpoint. I think it's one of the more entertaining modes to watch because I think it naturally comes like out really close scoreline wise, which you could argue is like a poorly designed mode because the better team doesn't just like stomp on it. But I think that the variability is like really enjoyable to watch. So I'm very fine with watching a Suravasa map here. And I think like the back and forth that can happen even on like massive underdog games is really good as well. So I'm really excited to watch this next map. We'll see what the first ban is. I mean, they're really thinking it over here. Running the timer down. Waiting for it. It's going to be Emre, so, I mean, Victory, I guess, was a massive issue. I mean, he was honestly farming really hard, so I respect the Emre ban. I don't know if anyone else respects the Emre ban, but, I mean, I'm fine with it. I think it makes a lot of sense. Fallen Rising 2-0, that last map, sick, and Fallen Rising, they get a follow-up ban here. I mean, they can't ban DPS, so if there's anything, like, weird that, who is it, Alma plays, I mean, we're about to see it. They have Spectre on the bench as well. I think Spectre is like Loki a monster. I don't really know what's going on like lineup wise where he's on the bench and not playing, but we'll have to see in the future. Their ban is locked in, so I'll be able to tell you guys as soon as the lobby starts here. They've been pretty good about like finalizing lineups, so I don't expect too many delays. eating on these spicy nacho Doritos, bro. And it's a Diva ban. Wait. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, Project Nomad, they started on the Diva. I mean, Bob, he was playing the Diva. He didn't really get much done on it, but I guess it's not something they want to deal with here on this map. And I wonder if that ends up affecting Project Nomad's plans. Like, I don't know what they were planning, but I figure, like, it had to be something, like, pretty devious here. Junior's taking a while to load in, but he'll get here when he gets here, and, oh, I gotta flip the scoreboard back. Fuck. How annoying is that, bro? Absolute mental ruiner, bro. So pissed. Project Nomad, they get rid of Imre. And on the left side, Fawn Rising get rid of Diva. Where is Diva? There she is. Sick. Alright. We're locked in. We're zoned in. Band should be right. Scoreboard should be right. Let's see what the teams are playing. And I mean, Azure, it makes sense. Walking back out on the Sig, I didn't really, like, hypothesize what potentially Azure could be on, but it is the Sigma here. And Bob's going to be on the Winston, which I actually think is going to be a pretty good matchup here. Like, victory on the Soldier could be a problem if he ends up staying on it, but I think this Winston is going to really, like, make it hard for the Sigma to walk forward and take space. So, the Diva ban may be being utilized in favor of Project Nomad here. And Spectre's actually in as well this map, so maybe we're going to see some Tracer gameplay. I mean, Spectre, I'm telling you, he's a demon, bro. Yeah. Hey, Spectre on Tracer, wow. And Azure's actually on Roadhog, so this one's a little strange, I'm not going to lie. I think just starting on Roadhog is a more curious pick. I'm not going to lie to you. And, I mean, Little's just going to get caught out. And, oh, my God. The Roadhog pick, it's doing too much, man. Stop it. +1 in the fight right now for Fallen Rising. I mean, Spearow is dropping kind of low, but just kind of getting tickled by the Winston. Does manage to survive. Spectre also manages to get out with his life here. So, Project Nomad, they're going to have a recontest here, and it should be pretty clean. The Lucio's the respawn, and already back. So, Bob, he's in, and Victory just goes down immediately, so does Spearow. So both DPS are now gone for Fallen Rising. It happened in like a split second. Jesus Christ. Hypno solo has to TP out, and the flip comes in here. But Azure is going to find a trade here, but Hypno does go down. So, got to see what happens here. Also, I realized that the main support and the flex support flipped for Fallen Rising on the team graphic, which thought I knew ball. I didn't know ball. My bad. But, yeah, massive kills found. I mean, that was kind of impressive. They literally insta-died. I think Constant may have comboed up with a railgun on the dive from Bob, and, like, it literally just obliterated Victory. So, we'll see how the retake is for Fallen Rising here. I think it is going to be kind of difficult on the Roadhog. Constant can just do such a good job of picking him out. You can see the ult charge difference as well. Constant builds so many more rails than Victory does, but he gets hooked, and the Suzu and the bubble come in to keep him alive. Azure kind of has to use all of his healing to get out, and Victory starting to take space on the point, but looks like Project Nomad, they're finally able to stabilize here. Hypno looking for a kill, but Constant finds that massive headshot. Bob's down, so is Little, so 3v3 here, and the carry gets hooked down next. Junior doesn't manage to survive, and Spectre gonna drop the pulse bomb into this. It's gonna drop Azure really low, but Hypno is still alive. No, actually isn't. It's just Super Pizza left, but it's only 2 players here for the side of Project Nomad, so they're probably gonna end up having to let the point flip here. The Winston is back though, but Azure is just walking, looking for anything. Probably just gonna take the point flip as consolation here, and Project Nomad, they already got it to 99%, so they just need to find one fight win. And Constant is way ahead on overclock. Holy cow. Junior gonna have mirrored carry rushes with Hypno this fight, but if Constant gets hooked, that's bad. That is so bad. Oh my god. Azure actually finds a massive kill here. Victory is taking a lot of damage from the carry on this off angle, but Junior has to TP out, and Spearow ends up going down here. So 4v4 now. Super winnable for Project Nomad. They might end up having to play slow here. Bob trying to jump out, but the bubble gonna be forced here just to stay alive. Carries are mirrored here, and Constant on the way back. Beat dropped into this by Super Pizza, and it's gonna be the Hoggle dropped into it as well, trying to find a kill on Bob, but Bob does go down 96 to Primal. Constant pops the overclock here, gonna have to do a ton. Looking for anything, but it's gonna be Azure taking the only shot of it. And I mean, Fallen Rising, they might have managed to grab this one pretty relatively, like, crazily. Like, I don't know how they managed to win this. I mean, Azure is just farming on Roadhog right now. He's 8-1. Jesus Christ, this guy is a freak on this character. And a ton of ults were dropped to that fight from Nomad, but honestly, just as many were dropped by Fallen Rising as well. So probably not going to be that big of a difference. And Azure's looking for another kill here. Doesn't find it. Hook barely goes wide. I honestly don't even know how it missed, dude. Project Nomad, they need to really start looking out for these hooks. Like, Azure is super dangerous this map, and it feels like there's not enough scouting going on. They like never know where he is. B comes out, manages to keep Constant alive, and I think the Hog might finally get collapsed on here. 1 HP, it does go down. Junior finds an opener here onto the tank, and Project Nomad, they should be able to win off of this. It's a pretty clean pick. It did cost the beat, though, and I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily the greatest thing in the world at the end of the day, but it will give them the early cap. Little, just doing the trace here, ends up getting the Suzu from Junior. Spiro doing a lot right now. And Victory's going to pop Overclock into this. Looking for Bob, but the Primal's actually popped into this, and Victory's going so low. Suzu's forced onto him, taking so much damage, and eventually Bob manages to find the kill. So Project Nomad, I think they're going to end up taking this fight. Little goes down again, dude. It feels like Little might be the second incarnation of like fucking, what you would call it, Let, bro. Like, Jesus Christ, this guy is dead as hell sometimes, but I think Project Nomad, they're still in a really, really favorable position here. And Fallen Rising going to be aggressing towards the point. Bob just going to be holding it really, really closely, using the bubble to touch, not letting it flip. But the Curish comes out, and it's honestly a really, really clean kite for Project Nomad here. Probably looking to go in with their own, but Junior dies, so they're not going to be able to do it now. Constant's going to go down, and Bob has to run for his life, just trying to live here. But they already built up 68%, so if they're able to win another fight, I think they're going to be good to take the next flashpoint here.
Like a gentle rain.
Azure, dude, stop it. On this off angle, man, looking for a hook. It's so dangerous. And Project Nomad, they really, really need to be careful of it. Bob's in. Kirish is in as well. Super Pizza gonna drop the beat in this, and oh my god, Azure hooks Constant from nowhere. Oh my god. When will it stop? Hypno gonna find Junior, and it's all Fallen Rising right now, man. Like, I don't know what to say. 72% accumulated. Bob in the backline is gonna be a stagger kill here. Probably kills all chances of touching for the side of Project Nomad. And Fallen Rising, they're looking to secure their second flashpoint here and claim it. We'll see if Bob ends up wanting to swap here, but he's very happy just sticking it out on the Winston. I mean, I don't think it's really the worst matchup for the Winston, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But, I mean, I feel like you kind of have to, like, change it up because it's just not working right now. And I don't think perks are going to be a big factor in deciding if it does start working or not. And Azure, I mean, is trying to get, like, caught here. Looks like Project Nomad, they are finally going to collapse on him. They're going to find another opener. Early kill found on him. And Fallen Rising, it looks like they're trying to fight this potentially. But Victory just going to get all the way out here as Bob starts jumping in, looking for potential kills. Constant gonna peek. Victory shot goes wide. Just has to kite out here, waiting for Azure to get back, and Hoggle available. So this could be a really, really dirty team fight if he gets a clean hook on Bob when he doesn't have jump. Primal almost available for Bob, but Victory is actually really low here. So we'll see if this gives Project Nomad an opening to eventually apply pressure towards the point. And Spiro's in the backline here. Stick comes in, and there's no Suzu. Constant dies. So Spiro finally a hero here. Another hook from Azure is gonna find Junior, and dude, this Hog is just farming right now. It is so ridiculous here. And the early cap is once again going to be in Fallen Rising's favor. So, or not even once again. I think this is their first early cap of the game. And Spectre on the Genji here actually manages to find Spiro kind of randomly. Azure looking for a hook. Throws it like at a wall or something. I don't know what he was looking at. Bob's trying to live here and gonna pop the Primal and pulls Azure all the way into the team, but the Hoggle's dropped into this to push everyone back and potentially keep Azure alive. Constant drops Overclock, but oh my god, he just goes down. Oh no. And when will the bleeding stop, man? Hypno does go down. Bob finds a pretty big kill here. But so far, so many kills have been expended. Beat comes out. Oh my god! He Ajaxed! Oh my god! But the kills are still being found for Project Nomad. I mean, Victory forces the Ajax here. The kills have been found. I think Project Nomad, they're 4v2 right now, potentially 4v3. And gonna start accumulating percentage towards the point. Spectre is in. Deflex forced, and Azure gonna find the hook and kill. And oh my god, man. It is so brutal to watch sometimes. Kirish is out from Hypno as well. Should give them pretty much free control of the point again. Junior about to build his own Kirish though. And Azure, I mean, looking for another hook here. The beat comes in for Super Pizza. They just want to win the fight now. And Azure, I mean, uncontested just walking in. Victory gonna find a kill into Little. Spiro finds Constant, and this is probably gonna be it. Bob goes down. Kirish is out from Junior, but it's too little too late. Spectre just staring the Hog down and not gonna touch. Oh, does touch. You gotta respect it. Azure gonna find the final kill here, and it's gonna be 2-0. And I mean, Fallen Rising, they haven't even dropped a point yet. And they're looking primed to complete the series here on potentially what could be our final map of map 3. And I mean, look at this KD, bro. I mean, Victory and Asia combined like Kobe Shaq for that map. Jesus Christ, these two are on fire right now. Oh my god, there's the Jax, bro. Oh no. Dude, Little, I feel so bad, bro. That shit sucks. I've never been the Lucio player in that spot because I'm never the Lucio player. I'm the hit scan player. So I get it when like you make a play on hit scan that's bad and you're like, ugh, but man, that Ajax is brutal, bro. He just kind of jumps in the middle of main and dies. Feel bad for the brother, bro. But they are gonna get another map pick and they gotta find a way to get a point on the board, bro. They've had such a good streak of putting up a map. You'd think that they can continue to get it going here. In map 3, we're going to New Bonnie. We're just going to see what they want to ban. I think New Bonnie is an interesting map. I honestly hate playing this map. It is like one of my least favorite maps ever. So maybe actually my least favorite map in the entire game, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So I'm excited to watch it because I think New Bonnie is easier to watch than it is to play. But it is so brutal to play. And that first point, like it is, I don't even know. Like that is so brutal to play and like walk around the map on and like everything. So we'll see what happens here. Waiting for the ban. They got 20 more seconds. If I was them, I don't even know what I'd get rid of. Victory looked really, really good on the Soj. I think the Emre was a good-ish shout, but they weren't able to find any fruit from it. Maybe ban backline. Like, get rid of Kiri if you're comfortable playing like an Ana Briggs style with the Winston, potentially. Or, like, get rid of D.Va yourself. And they're going to get rid of Pharah. This is a really interesting pick, actually. I didn't think Pharah was that much of a priority target to get rid of. I feel like given the comps we've seen them play, like, maybe... Pharah is an interesting ban choice, but I mean we'll have to wait and see to potentially figure out if it worked or not. And Fallen Rising, they're going to get a turn to counter ban here, and you have to think potentially Bob's Winston's on the line, but Asia had such a good counter on the Roadhog that maybe they're not even going to look for the Winston. Maybe they're going to look for like an Ana ban and just like force Roadhog on this map, and no one can ever deal with Asia ever, bro. I've seen it work in other leagues, I promise, but that's kind of what's going through my head right now. It is a really, really interesting map selection. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This Pharah ban, like, I don't even know what it necessarily gets rid of. I feel like your comp was good enough at dealing with Pharah anyway. At least if you're going to play something similar to what you played last map. So, I guess we'll take a look and see. 5 seconds left on the vote, and the second ban is in for Fallen Rising. So, we get to take a look at what they're playing here in a second. Man, I miss Amigo, bro. That's GOAT. He's gone. He's dead. He's eating wings at the bar. I wish that was me sometimes, bro. Blitzcrank also ended up getting in on this game last second. I think that the first match he was streaming ended fast, which partly why it was on my radar, but I didn't really want to end it. And they actually banned Ana. Oh my god, I called it. Wait, that's got to be a crazy snipe, right? I think they're going to play Roadhog again. Like, seriously. It could be another hog angle, but I think it might be the D.Va coming out from the side of Nomad here. Like, I think it makes sense. And I think the ban last map... from Rising made a lot of sense. So this Ana ban might be jumping the gun like just a tad, because I think there are contingency plans in place where the D.Va is picked for Nomad and they end up playing way better on it or whatever. So we'll take a look and see. And we're in the map. Let me go ahead and get the hero bans going. Oh, the side stayed the same. Wow. God bless, bro. This never happens for me. I swear. Holy cow. And this character band is... Wow, what was the second band? Ana. Wow, yeah. Yeah, this Ana band's so interesting. I think they're going to play Hog, like, seriously. I think we're going to see a Hog pick, which is, I mean, kind of a weirder pick, but I swear to God, it's so good on this map. But yeah, Azure is walking out on Hog, and honestly, this guy can be so hard to dislodge sometimes on this map. Like, really, like, he's just going to walk these high grounds and, like, somehow Project Nomad have to find a way to cross onto main to put a pressure on the point or find a kill without Azure potentially landing a hook and messing up the whole plan. Like, this might be a gross map. And Super Beats is also on the Mizuki here, so another kind of interesting pick. Victor on the Hanzo. I mean, I've seen a little bit of Hanzo play, so I'm not like terribly surprised. And Spiro on Echo makes a lot of sense as well. And Bob is actually going to walk out on the D.Va here, so we'll see if they have any response to the Hog here. I think it's a better matchup than Winston, just able to kind of DM your teammates if they get hooked. Whereas the Winston really couldn't do anything to help them. But this Echo might be a kind of a deterrent here. I mean, can kind of just melt D.Va down. But this character is Hitler this season, so we'll see what happens. Spectre gonna swap over to the Vendetta and actually back to the Tracer, so maybe just a misclick. But Spectre Tracer, man, I mean, it is so good. He was so good on Voidwalker's roster for so long, playing Tracer basically every map. So we'll see if he can kind of continue that here. He was on it last map, but they just couldn't get any momentum going. But he actually farmed me in a new Bonnie lobby. I queued against him, and he shit on me in the Tracer mirror. So I know this guy's Thanos. Trust me. And Bob is taking all this like wide space over here, trying to get his hit scan set up, and eats so much damage. But it's gonna be the hook found by Asia again, and Constant's dead. And now, I mean, Fallen Rising are just going to keep walking here. The chain's going to be found onto Bob. Just kind of, like, dives in here, but doesn't find anything. And everyone kind of has to run and live. And Spearo's going to find the Tracer or Spectre as well. And already a minute burned off the clock here. Fallen Rising, they're looking to hold strong. And Azure is still walking forward here with Super Pizza. And Little goes down next. And Jesus Christ. Looks like he's going to keep going here. I mean, Project Nomad, they have to find some way to stabilize here. This hog is a massive problem. And Junior, oh, hook barely misses, man. You can't make it up. This is getting kind of ridiculous. And I mean, Azure just gonna look on the side ground here, applying so much pressure. Look, like Constant doesn't even want to walk through this space right now because he's so scared of the hog. And Azure, he's looking for the hook here. Ends up going wide, so now finally, maybe Project Nomad can get something going here and take some space. But the hook's gonna be back up very soon here, and they're back coast again. We'll see if the hook comes in, and Junior this time's hooked in. Oh my god! Asia finds another opener! It's so ridiculous what's going on, bro. Holy cow. He finds another on a Constant. This hog, man, he's unkillable and unstoppable in the time bank. It's already going to be at 2 minutes here by the time Constant respawns, and I mean, it looks like there's no signs of stopping this guy. And oh my god, it's another one. Little gonna get hooked, but the DM finally comes in and manages to save him. But Super Pizza, I mean not Super Pizza, Azure isn't looking to give any ground here, just holding up on the corner, walking into the spawn, looking for a hook. Can he find it? Bob doesn't even feel comfortable walking here. Knows he might have to peel for his teammates later. Spectre trying to set up on the left side. He's literally holding the spawn. Like, this is so ridiculous. Like, they literally can't walk out of spawn. There's a minute 30 left on the clock, and they finally built ults, but, I mean, Fallen Rising, they have all their ults as well, so we'll see how this fight kind of divulges. I think it might get pretty gross pretty fast. Ults overall might be in favor of Project Nomad there. They honestly might be closer to even, but once Little gets that beat, I think they're going to be so activated here. And the Dragon comes in for victory here, and, I mean, Adrian's going to follow up with the whole hog onto Junior, and I mean finds Constant as well. And I mean, why do I even swap POVs? Like, I've just kept it on this guy, and we're just watching a human highlight reel clip everybody every single team fight, so that's cool. Constant gonna swap over to the Cass here, burn the overclock in the previous fight, just trying to find some signs of life. And Spectre's gonna be on the Genji as well. We saw this make this adjustment very late in the map on Saravas, and it ended up yielding anything, and it might be a little too late for it to find anything here as well, so we'll just have to see. It looks like they're going to, once again, take toward this coast, but they're leaving all this space open for Azure to work, and oh, Spectre is dead. Oh my god. Kirich is out from Junior, though. They need to find a trade fast. Spiro in the backline copies the cast, and Constant going to take a lot of damage in the duel here. And does go down to Spiro, finds the kill, and it's bad. Victory going to find the kill onto Little, and Nomad, no signs of life right now. Little only has the beat available here. Nothing on the side of Fallen Rising, but they have to manage to get back to the point somehow. We'll see who has touch here. Spectre coming from bottom here. We're getting marked out. Super Pizza just walking at him, not afraid at all. And the kill is found, but he's actually going to get traded here, so Little going to dump the beat into this. There's a way in. If you're Nomad, and Victory's going to go down. This is the first time they've been +1 all game. They're +2 now, but Asia going to trade Junior. So 2v3 here, and the Diva is DMAC'd as well, so it's just Spiro and Asia. They have to do the world here. We'll see if they can find a kill. Asia hook up again soon. Very little health to work with. And it's going to be the Diva down. Constant. Can he live? Does manage to live. And Super Pizza finds the kill, but Asia's dead. Spectre's going to find another kill as well. And will they be able to finally find a point here? They haven't found one yet. Victory's back on the Tracer, just getting cared. And Spectre is so low, has to find a way to live. It's the supports on the point right now. And, I mean, Victory isn't going down, but the Kiriko going to TP in and finally has found no recall on the side of Victory. And I think they're finally going to manage to find a point cap here. And finally, they're going to find the point cap, dude. It took long enough, but, I mean, based on how these first 2 points went, or this first point went, I don't know if you have a lot of hope for these next few points. Bob might need to get his ass into spawn and swap, and it looks like it's right where he's going. Getting back on the Diva here, probably. And Azure is once again all the way up looking for kills, and oh my god, Spectre is dead again, bro. This hog cannot be stopped, bro. He's like King Vaughn. Like, no one can do anything about him. On the high ground, Junior's dead again. Oh my god. Spiro's gonna find Constant, and this is basically just gonna be another little team fight win wrapped up here for the side of Fallen Rising. Azure, he's looking for more. He wants this Lucio back. He's just walking after him. Little does he know, I mean, he hears it. He's all the way back in the first point spawn. Azure's still walking after him. He finds someone getting a kill. Oh my god. Someone make it stop. Someone needs to make it stop. But Constant's gonna find, he finds two. Wait, the Cass finally showing something here. Cart's gonna start moving as well, but should know Azure's behind. Probably needs to give the hog a little bit more respect based on how Azure's been playing so far. I'm just gonna get a little tap here. 14-1. Oh my god. And Spectre gonna drop Blade here. Finds the Lucio, but it looks like that's gonna be all that's found. Spectre, little solo blade on the Super Pizza here. Let me tell you, that's a way to get in someone's head right there. I swear. Azure looking for a kill in the backline here. He's gonna use all of the heal to get out. Spiro also dropped really, really low, but has dupe available here. And ults are honestly up for the side of Nomad as well. So we're gonna see probably both Gear Rushes come out here. They're gonna get mirrored onto each other, and the dupe's gonna come out into Constant. Spiro looking for whatever he can find. Constant looks like it's like canceled out or something here, but Spiro's gonna find two at the high noon. Massive trade. Looking for the Kiri as well, but Bob's actually gonna find the kill here. And it's 3v3. Azure's dead, and I think Project Nomad that should be able to get this across the line. Junior does find victory. Hypno goes so low here, but ends up going down. Super Pizza's the only one left, and despite all the odds and everything that's happened here bullshit-wise, I mean, Nomad, they've managed to get the card all the way to the third point, and Victory gonna swap over to the Imre here. Super Pizza has the beat. Bob does have the bomb, the only ult available up for Nomad in this next fight. We'll see who he's able to use it here. Just walking up here, potentially looking for a kill. Azure, hook goes wide, so if Project Nomad, they want to do something, now's the time, but the card is still really, really far back, so they might need to bait out a second hook here and just kind of pray. And, I mean, Azure looks like him, but they finally, another hook isn't found, and Spectre's low, but it looks like Nomad, I mean, they kind of want to do something here. They know Azure, it's hard for him to just kind of sit here and contest the point on the hog. Eventually, he's going to end up taking too much damage if they all shoot him. But it looks like he's going to wrap towards the back here, flipping the map on Rising, and Constant gonna be set up here. Can he find a kill? The Roadhog looking for a hook, but he's kind of behind the rotate, and Constant so low here. B comes out from Super Pizza, and Spiro's just gonna walk in and find Constant here. Constant never got killed during that fight. And Spectre also gonna go down, so looks like the rest of Nomad, they're just gonna get out here, but honestly, they got the beat out, and I think they're gonna kind of take that moral victory. I mean, no beat available for next fight is pretty significant for Rising here, and they're going to have theirs up as well as mirrored Kiri Rushes and potentially Blade mid-fight. It will be last fight, though, if Nomad managed to lose, so we'll see what happens here. And Azure is just walking out on height and finds Spectre. Oh my god, that is a massive kill. The Blade is dead. He can't start building to it either, and Azure's just going to walk out here looking for more. Bob going to get hooked, but has all the DM in the bank, so is going to be able to survive here. But now the touch is going to get a little dicey, and Azure, he knows it too. He's just going to walk into the back line, looking to potentially split them up. Bob going to get the touch on the point, and going to start moving it as well. But Azure's back here, and Little's going to get hooked, and oh, the beat's offline now. Kirish comes out for Junior. Hypno doesn't have his yet to mirror. Spectre should be back and needs to build the Blade ASAP. Knows they don't have beat. Bob going to go so low, but Bob's forced out, and Constant's going to go down. Victory has built an Emerald sneakily. I didn't even realize it. Spectre looking to try and build Blade, but Victory's going to find a second on the fight. Bob comes out from Spiro, and Little's back. Too little, too late with the beat, and it's going to be the third point hole coming in for the side of Rising. But honestly, if I'm Nomad, based on how the map started, I'm kind of happy with that. I think third point, it can be really, really hard to attack at times, right? Like, I feel like it is a point that a lot of teams end up getting stopped at. And I think they had a lot of good ideas. I think that one map flip they had was honestly like a really, really like creative idea. Oh my god, Azure is 21-2. I think the map flip was a really, really cool and candid idea. It just didn't end up laboring any through. Constant didn't get any care, and just Spiro just kind of dives in and like just puts the beam on him and kills him. So if that had gone a little bit differently, we may have seen a potential fight win there and more car progress found for Project Nomad. But we're here now, and there's a very real chance that first point is held. I think D.Va, I mean, the hold is so hard to break sometimes, and Spectre's going to be on the Torb as well, so we'll see how Azur's able to adapt here on the Hog. Constant also back on the cast. Interesting little pick. Victory's on the Genji as well. And I mean, this comp I feel like is really like defensive sided for Nomad. I don't know necessarily what they're going to be able to do to get through this here. At least on the side of Rising. I feel like this hog comp might end up falling flat. Super Pizza is back on the Mizuki as well. So see what happens here. They're going to scout this entire comp here in Asia. I mean, just going to start walking under here. Knows he needs to look for a kill with the hook. Constant is kind of marking the sideline here. Do they hear Azure is the real question. I mean, they're going to see him now. But he's just going to kind of walk all the way over here for free. No one's stopping him. He's going to walk all the way to the high ground. Bob, what are you looking at? Looking at the backline here, but Azure's still free. Do they know he's here? Hook goes wide. And Constant's just on the point. Bob is really low, though. Junior needs to do everything in the world to carry him here. Spectre is also dropping kind of low. He doesn't know the Hog's up here, but the hook goes wide. Azure, massive misplay, and might end up going down here, but this gets Suzu and the Mizuki hat. So will manage to survive, and Spectre does get hooked, but the Torb Armor keeps him alive for a second, but Hypno finds the opener here, and Little trades victory. So 4v4 here. Point, still no takes found, but Bob's going to get DMAC'd, and honestly, I think that might be up on this first point hold. I mean, without your D.Va, it feels like it's going to be really, really hard to do anything. The hook's coming back up, and Azure going to find the second kill. First the mech, and now the baby, and Little so low. Junior TP's onto the point, but nothing's found. Azure's going to find Constant, and it is just roll through here. Only a minute 45 used. Azure, he just like walks around the map and looks for kills. It's so ridiculous. This Hog character, man, Jesus Christ. Man, just gonna be walking up to the high ground. It feels like he just kind of roams the map so nonchalantly, too. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it feels like he can just kind of walk wherever he wants, and he's not really scouted that hard. But I mean, Spectre ends up finding the kill here. So finally, a sign of life from the Nomad team on defense. Victory goes down. Constant is able to find the kill, but I can't help but think that Rising are kind of trolling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there might be a little bit of tomfoolery going on here. Victory just feels like it was really, really far in there. Hypno does have the Cure Rush available here, but Junior has his Demir. Honestly, a lot of ults are coming up from the side of Nomad, but Fallen Rising, they're gonna have theirs in a bit as well. And here's the Cure Rush, comes out, and Super Pizza's gone. Spiro gonna drop really, really low on the high ground, and Bob gonna find the kill here. Remake found as well. They had to drop the bomb into this, and nothing was dropped in for the side of Rising, except now the Hoggle's thrown him from Azure at the end of his lifetime. We'll see if he ends up swapping here. No, does stay on the Roadhog, so it's gonna be a 2-for-1 ult trade. Nomad, they're gonna win the fight off of it, but I don't think the Hog ult is super important here. But you could argue the D.Va remake is honestly like kind of just to like get out, and they played the way they did because they had it. But I don't know. And Bob does get hooked in here, but will manage to live. Beaten High Noon come out, but the High Noon doesn't find anything. The Mizu's ult comes out from the side of Super Pizza, so probably gonna be a kite coming out from the side of Nomad. They can't fight this, and they know it. Spectre, the only ult in the lobby for Project Nomad. They have the Torb ult available. It's Spiro and Victory. They have both their ults right now, and I think both are way stronger than what Spectre has. And here's the Torb ult. Comes out onto the point. Nothing really found off it, but Azure's going to go down. Gets caught out a little bit here. Victory's going to pop the blade onto the D.Va mech. Going to find Bob, but Constant finds a second already, so I don't think it's going to matter too much. Super Pizza going to find the finish onto Bob. Azure is also just dead right now. And Spectre going to be walking over here looking for kills. But this is really dangerous. The Genji knows that he can potentially just one-shot somebody here, and Victory just going to manage to get out here. Climb back up to the high ground, trying to find a way to live. And going to be starting to apply pressure here on the back line as well. Hog finds the hook onto Bob, but Spectre once again going to find an opener here. Super Pizza's gone. Wow, what a massive opener, and it feels like maybe Nomad finally getting the good side of these openers. I mean, they've been on the bad side of all these Azure picks for so long. Azure is going to be able to find a trade, though. Constant is dead, and we'll be on a full respawn here. We'll see if Azure wants to swap. I mean, Victory is dead as well. I don't know if any comp stops are going to come in from the side of Rising here, but Victory's going to hop over to the Bastion? No, onto the Soldier. Two very, very different picks. Also, Twisted, I'll look at your DMs after the match. Yeah, this Hog does have a ton of aura, though. It's ridiculous. I mean, Azura's just walking into anything. Little is kind of working towards a beat here, though, and Cass has ult here. Constant will have the high noon. It will be the only ult up in the lobby of this fight. And Bob gets hooked in, but still does manage to live. Spectre needs to be super careful on this type of victory. Finds the kill. Oh, misclick. He hooks Rocket. So much burst damage, and I don't think Spectre was expecting it here. Constant has to back up as well. Bob is going to be super, super isolated in this room over here, but doesn't want to feed his mech away too early here. Knows he has the bomb available here for a contested recontest, but Azura's walking onto the high ground, and I don't think they know it. Wait, massive boot from Little. That's actually going to keep his team alive. And the high noon comes out, but nothing's going to be found, and Spiro's going to find a kill with the Echo here. So things are really, really opening up here for Rising potentially. Little's going to go down as well. Another Helix Rocket found, and Hypno going to drop the Cure Rush into this fight. Junior going to go down, and it's going to be Fallen Rising, probably pushing us to a second point, to the third point here. I mean, it was really just the DPS coming alive that fight. We've seen Azure the entire map finding all the kills, but now finally, it feels like the DPS are starting to do a little bit of the heavy lifting. And the hard thing for Nomad is it feels like they've kind of adapted to the Hog a little bit. I think they're playing against it way, way better than they were. Azure just going to find the cast. Like, I say it so casually now because I'm just used to it at this point. Hoggle comes out, Inspector going to be the main target of it. Does go down. Azure still looking for more, but I say it so casually. It feels like every fight Azure has found a pick. Like, almost every fight this series. So, the Hog just going to be up here causing havoc. Constant's going to hop over to the Imre. And Azure just in the backline, using all of his breather to survive. Looking for another kill here. The beat comes out, though. And Azure really, really low juice here. Victory going to drop the Visor into this as well. Spectre going to drop the Torbolt. And honestly, a really, really nice kite from Rising here. They're kind of very, very split, though. And Super Pizza might get collapsed on in main. Spectre going to find the kill, but Spiro's going to dupe the D.Va here. And looking for a kill on a Constant. Constant very, very split from his team. The Duke gets Z-Mech, though, and eventually does get out of mech, and Spiro does able to live, though, as Hypno finds a kill into Spectre here, and this is where it can get sticky, though. Junior has to drop the Cure Rush into the fight now. They're looking to equalize, but honestly, another really, really nice kite out from the side of Rising. I mean, this Hog looking for a kill, but isn't going to be able to find it. Drops so low. Zuzu comes out, and Junior gets rooted here, so the Hog, 1 HP on the high ground, going to eat so much damage, and Victory's going to find Little. Victory is so low in soft angle, though, and Bob gonna get D-Mech here, has to drop the bomb into this, gets in the remech though, but Junior's gonna get hooked! Azure drops so low, and now it's Hypno's turn to Cure Rush, and I think Victory's still in the backline here. Look at this angle is so gross, finds so much damage onto the backline, and Little gonna be able to try and deal with it, but I think too many kills have been found. Bob goes down, Little's down, it's just Bob, the baby diva left, the Mizuka ult comes out, and Project Fallen Rising, man, they're just going to 3-0 really quickly this series, and I mean, it's just such a dominant win. I mean, I don't have too many words.
Play of the game.
I mean, Constant. Gonna find a play on the cast. It's probably this little nice 2-kill he found. That is the score. And I will drop us over to the new menu. Sorry, I didn't get the scoreboard up. That's my bad, fellas. That's on me. Hand of accountability up. I handle all the prod stuff, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of just a dominant series for Fallen Rising. I don't know if there's too much to say. Azure Hog, I mean, it felt like it took way too long for Nomad to have an answer, and the bans were really, really good for Rising. I think the Ana ban ended up being like a super, super nice little factor there, and potentially like making it hard for Nomad to adjust, especially after a dominant map 2 on the Hog. So they're definitely a team you got to watch out for. That's why they're one of the top teams in the tier for sure, or not the tier, the league division, I guess. I don't know what you call it, like the division maybe, like Expert. One of the top teams in Expert. I mean, they have such a star-studded roster. So hats off to them. I think they really lived up to the potential. And Project Nomad, I usually try to live off something positive here, but there wasn't a lot of positive things this series. It was really just kind of a stomp. I don't really have any negative things to say, but I can't really find a positive here. There weren't that many signs of life found at all. If I'm being honest, I'm not trying to be like rude or anything, but they looked somewhat good on Nubani. It looks like they finally got it together here, but I think they're banned on map 2. I think they really, really wanted to play that diva, and they weren't ready for it to get banned away. So maybe good prep from Fallen Rising, but just I think a really, really impactful ban ended up being a pretty big difference maker there for sure. But yeah, I think all the love to Rising. I think they played a really good series, and I'm happy we got to watch this one because I haven't seen either of these teams play on stream yet myself. at least. So I was really really happy that we got to see both of them on here. And hopefully we get to catch both of them in the future here. I got to go with the player of the match, and I think the only person that we can go for player of the match here is Azur, because I mean we all saw the hog, right? Like you watch, if anyone didn't see it, just watch the VOD. Like the maps 2 and 3, this hog just started walking through people. I feel like almost 50% of fights there was an opening pick found. So just really really like crazy gameplay from Azur, and maybe you could argue it was some misplay coming in from Nomad, but you got to give all the credit to where it's due from the guy who ends up finding all those kills. So I'm going to go with Azur as my player of the match here. So yeah, it's just really, really good stuff. I don't have too much. I mean, this game was kind of a dud. So thanks everyone for joining me. I was alone today. I hope it wasn't bad. I tried to talk a lot, but also it's really, really hard to fill like in 50 minutes, like short stream, 50 minutes of space. I'll fill on my own, and I have to do all of the observing and prodding and stuff. So if I messed up anywhere, I apologize. But I really wanted to get the game out there because I really believed that we had some banger potential potentially coming in here. But yeah, Fallen Rising, they just kind of got the stomp. Looking forward. Plan is to stream tomorrow. I still haven't chosen a game, so if anyone has a game they want me to do, let me know. I'm always on the lookout here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the Discord link in the chat. I really like talking to people in the Discord. I mean, I'm pretty active in it. I say it every stream, but I'm just gonna briefly say it here. Like, join the Discord if you want to stay connected. You can also follow me on Twitter if you want to stay connected. I'll post the weekly tier list, the weekly stats, and the matches I'm doing and when I'm live and stuff. So that's always a good option. And I post like daily stats in the Discord. That's kind of like the big difference, I guess, is that I'll post all the stats there daily, so teams can look at like how potentially a win impacted their power ranking or their SOS or their volatility or stuff like that. I know there's some people that find it interesting. So yeah. That's goodbye everyone else. That's goodbye me. Hopefully I see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I have a buddy with me tomorrow because I miss having a buddy. But thanks everyone for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.